You know, the more time I spend on the internet, the more I realize how nuts a place it really is. You hop on one day and someone's threatening to call child services on another man's kid, and some people are supporting terrorism. Some people's room is a mess. Some people are making quality content. And you know what? All of these things might be true of the same person. That is the beauty of the internet, but man, is it crazy. You could be on here all day looking at lives that never were, hopping on Instagram and just seeing what's on there. 99% fake and plastic and on there. It is what it is. Then you hop on YouTube and someone's doing crazy things and everyone's reporting on it. Or making full-blown documentaries, full-blown niche types. I've seen 3-hour videos on some of my favorite TV shows on the platform. And you know what? I actually watched some of them. YouTube is taking over, man. YouTube is where we will be in the future. Actually, we're already there. It seems like it's overtaking a lot of the modern day internet stuff right now. And as I approach, my 30th year of life, my 31st year of life, I should say, it makes me wonder, what is the next thing going to be? What are we going to see next? What do you guys think we're going to see next? Boy, I'm excited. I'm making sure I'm making as much as I can so I can see the next step of this epic drama. I haven't seen someone work so hard. People work so hard just to entertain their fellow man, just for the prospect of getting some money out of it. It's a beautiful thing. I love it. I get that drama and controversy drives a lot of people because that's the best way to get growth. Not actually making a good video. But you know what I think? I think some people need to have that drama and controversy to light a fire under them so they actually make a good video. They need that drama to fuel them to the next course of action. Because without it, they're just an empty husk. There's nothing going on in their lives. They got nothing about nothing. And I think that comes from not valuing the people around you who genuinely care about you. But that's neither here nor there. Now, I've been playing many games over this past month. Since I've been posting back on my channel, I've been playing A Theory of Restart. Boy, that game is hot and cold, man. It's a gacha game. And I tell you, I can't wait to see what happens to it in the future, because after I booted up Tribe 9 and that thing was gone by the end of the month, it makes you a little more rigid, a little bit more high IQ about some of the things these games will do, because they don't it doesn't make any logical sense to shut down a game unless you royally screwed up. Because it takes a long time to make them. Even by mobile game standards that usually take like what people think it takes 2 seconds. It do take design, direction, or you could just use AI like A Theory Restart. It's funny, people wear being able to try hard in a game and get to the next level like a badge of honor. Or I call these people like sleeper cells. They sleep and wait till someone actually complain about the game in some capacity, and then they just unleash how bad you are. Yes, you're a bad player because you don't care that they suck at life. you're a bad player because of every other reason besides maybe the game mechanic just wasn't designed correctly. Here's a little news flash for a lot of people. And I don't want to sound curt. Games are designed to be won. Games are designed to be won. This is not football. It's not basketball. It's not actual competitive games. They're designed to be won. Even your competitive games you play like Marvel Rivals, like Madden, like 2K, unlike their real life sports counterparts, which is a debate, the games are rigged to some degree for people to win. If you're stuck in bronze, you are a glitch in the matrix. There are not many of you. Just like there's not many top players, you are a glitch in the matrix. Most of us are resigned between this middle ground. That's where most of us live. And in this middle ground, that's where we shall remain until the end of eternity. That's way the game developers want most players to be successful, but not too successful. Because if you win at this game, you could become a content creator, sure. But most likely you're going to just stop playing it because that's what we do when we win a game, right? Unless you really, really like that game. I know some of my friends, they've been playing Final Fantasy X for a million years, since the Stone Age. And now they're even trying to become the highest level they can be at the start of the game. That's real love, man. But a lot of y'all don't have a love for game like that. But you know what? I may have to walk that back already. I just said it out of my mouth, but I'm going to have to walk it back. Because the way y'all keep playing games and still playing them, even after you get your booty whipped over and over again, is commendable. I actually feel for you guys. It's good to see. In a way, it reminds me of how we all were when we were young. We wanted to win at the game at any cost. We wanted to be number one. And you know what? That's a beautiful thing. So I'm glad there are people out there who just jump on somebody and try to make them feel less than just because they're bad at a game. And I'm glad there are people out there who will make people feel less than just because they're bad at the game. That's the beauty of the internet. We get to see every side of the equation, every little dumb decision people make. And you know what? If you're a wise man, you would not make the same mistakes these people make on the internet. There are people out there like Johnny Somali who will probably never see the light of day ever again. But sadly, somewhere in a jail cell somewhere. It's tough to say. But you know, you can learn a lot from the internet. I'm seeing a lot of good kids out here learning a lot from the internet. I'm seeing a lot of good progress. I'm proud of everybody who's becoming a little smarter these days. But y'all have to know that when you're being used to attack someone else, as a subscriber count grows, the power you give these developers, the power you give these creators grow. Because if you fight with somebody who's higher than you, higher subscriber count, you best believe you in for an underdog fight. Because it only takes one Mike Tyson punch from them, just one good burn. They could be the most intellectual, inefficient person in the face of the earth. It just takes one good burn for them to put you away. That, my friends, is called an unfair disadvantage. Cheating where I'm from, good old South Carolina. And boy, it's something to behold, I tell you what. I'm loving it. I'm loving every second of it, though. The internet is a fun place to be, but please enjoy responsibly. Like a sip of alcohol, enjoy internet responsibly. That's what this video is about. From here to there to everywhere, let's enjoy internet responsibly, folks. And let's learn from the lessons of those who were the biggest and made the worst mistakes. And I'm not talking about PewDiePie saying the N-word. That was just funny. You know, being black on the internet, you know how many times you hear the N-word? Bro, if I was a gamer now, the way kids are starting at 4 years old, I think I would confuse my name as the N-word. That's how many times I heard it back in the day when I started online gaming. Luckily, it was later on. I already played with my friends a majority of the time at that point, but you kids who starting real early on this online gaming space, when I streamed regularly on Fortnite and Ark, this little kid called me Gabby. Offered to me to buy me a skin. Oh man. I will never forget that day, boy. That was the day I stopped streaming Fortnite. That was the day I decided I was gonna go get a real job. But you know what? Content creating and making videos kind of just comes back to a person's soul. You know, you can never actually get rid of it. It's beautiful. I remember one time I was watching a video and this dude came up on me and said, Negro, the less, you know, you need to get up because you in the wrong part of town. You see, I was driving from my friend's grandpa's house in Santee, and in between Santee and where I'm at, there's not a lot of places a black man should be caught alone. And I walked into a gas station to fill up. And while I was filling up, you know, I used to be addicted to the internet, so I had to watch that video. I looked up and he was right in front of me. I said, oh, no, not today. I will not be experiencing racism today. And there I was, a victim. And then I told myself from there on out, even if someone calls me the most derogatory term, I would just pretend that he called me by my name. Because you know why? Because that person doesn't really care about you or the color of your skin. They really just care about being superior to other people. That's really what they care about. Superiority complex at the end of the day. And that happens in gaming all the time. People and the Democratic Party and the Republican Party in certain areas. So whatever party you bring is like, once you join a group, you are looking at being part of a superiority complex already in place. Police officers can suffer from this. If you're part of any power structure, you can suffer from this phenomenon. And you have to be really real with yourself. Am I really part of the problem? Because I made myself a part of this power structure? Nah, I don't think so. But who knows? You might have. You might have made yourself a part of the problem a long time ago when you let everything that happened to you slide by ignoring it and putting your head in the sand like an emu. My favorite animal. You just put your head in the sand and you just don't know what's going on. Hey, who doesn't matter if a meteor heading towards us. Doesn't matter what's going on in the world. As long as you got your head in the sand, you'll be just fine. Jeez. This is where we're at now. This is where we live. A world where no one wants to take accountability. I'm taking full accountability. I should have never been in that part of town. I should have known the history. I've been living here since I was a little boy. But just like in gaming and just like on the internet, where this all started being faceless and having anonymity and no one knowing who you are. And as soon as that comes up in any type of play, even with I remember back in the day with the BattleNet thing where World of Warcraft tried to get you to put your ID in there because the forum posts were too mean. Or, you know, what they're doing with illegally banning sexy women. You run into the same problem. People don't want to know what people are on the internet. People don't want their identities to be revealed. They want their face to stay hidden because that anonymity gives them strength. Just like the Men in Black. Anonymity, our native tongue. That's what the internet is. That's all it has been. And you know what? A part of me loved it every single second. There was no part of me that didn't love being part of the internet and loving every single second of it. But you know, as you grow, you realize, man, maybe the internet not so great, man. And then you see something you really like. And then you're right back loving it again. You know? And that's beautiful because the algorithm, it's trying to get a hold of you, man. That's the problem. It's trying to get a hold of you. It's trying to see what you like. It's trying to see what you are. AI doesn't work unless we feed into it. You know that, right? Because they need constantly updated information. Because I know some people think AI can progress past humanity. I am not one of those people. I don't think it can progress past humanity because we in ourselves are a version of AI. The way we have progressed, even through all the distractions that we have, like war and territorial disputes and, you know, slavery, even through all the distractions, we have progressed. In technology, you can say progress even further, but you got to know how the basics of this technology thing started. People wanted to be quicker and faster. Now, can we bring a self-realization on all of us and say we may be the people who ultimately create the thing that will destroy us? That's definitely a context to have. That is definitely something I've thought about. Will we be the ones to finally get rid of what we hold near and dear? Maybe. That very well could happen. But you know what else could happen? We create something so wonderful, so great, that all these distractions that happened over time, and you know, one's happening right now, people losing their lives. It doesn't matter what is the outcome of the distraction. And you know, that's a part of humanity. Someone loses their life, there's an emotional response to that. So you're gonna have to drop your humanity for a second. Think like a piece of AI for a second. If you drop everything and lead these people to ruin through AI, I think it's more likely that we lead us to prosperity. The phone could have done that. Whatever we put in our hands could lead to destruction. Even the atom bomb led to destruction. But the world is still here. We still exist. our civilization still exists. I think for us to progress, maybe we should have just a little more faith in humanity. I think that's my personal credo. But man, thanks for letting me riff on my birthday here, man. It's been a fun time. You know, just sitting back, enjoy the videos that I'll post. You know, I enjoy just making them and giving opinions and hearing people dislikes and comments and stuff. I don't really care. You know, say the worst things you can. Within YouTube guidelines, of course. You know, like YouTube. You know, like I gotta stay on the platform. But other than that, say whatever you want. I've been on the internet a long time. A long, long time. I don't think anything will surprise me. Anyway, y'all be easy. Like, comment, and subscribe is my call to action. ChatGPT told me to say that. Oh, I'm just joking. Y'all be easy.